Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. Today folks, I'd like to talk about bread, breadcrumbs, and share 3 fantastic recipes with you. So let's start with bread. I get asked quite often, what is the best way to store my bread and how long will it last? Well, I gotta tell you folks, I've tried it all. Bread wraps, wax papers, bread boxes, you name it. At the end of the day, what I have found personally for me is keeping the bread, quite simply, in a Ziploc bag in the refrigerator retains freshness and extends longevity. This has been in the fridge for 1 week now, and it is still every bit as good. In fact, when you store bread in this manner, it'll keep in the refrigerator for easily a week and then some. Okay, but then I get asked a lot of time, and to do it, I kind of take out as much air as I can, and then I just keep it in the fridge. Now, as you know, I also have a lot of recipes for bread. I make a lot of bread. Feel free to check them out on the channel. This particular loaf of bread, like I said, was made a week ago. I have a half a loaf left, and a lot of people always ask me too, what do you do with your older bread? Please, folks, do not throw it away. That would be a waste. I'm ready to make myself a new fresh loaf of bread. So with this loaf, what I do, quite simply, I just slice it. And look at this bread, folks. It's 1 week old, and it's still every bit as good, okay? Still relatively fresh, nice crumb. I mean, of course, it's always going to be a little bit drier, but hey, it's a week old. Then what I do is I will cut my bread into small chunks, like crouton pieces, okay? Just chunks. And then I put them into typically a cookie sheet. All right, so let me continue. I'm going to do that for the rest of this loaf. Let me just continue slicing this bread and making these, let's say, large croutons, these large chunks of bread. Okay, I'm down to the little end piece here. Cut that up. And honestly, 1 week old bread, nothing wrong with that. Okay, the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm making myself a fresh loaf. Okay, now, I cut a couple pieces here and I left them. These ones are thinner, as you can see. You could also do that, cut them into thin slices. Let's find some room here for them. And leave them there as well. Okay, spread them out, air them out. You want, a little bit of air in between them all. And that's it. This now, all I do is you can leave it on the counter. You can tuck it away in a place out of the way if you want to put it in your oven just for safekeeping. You can leave it right on the kitchen table. It's no problem. All you want to do here now is dry them out. These ones, when they dry out and they become hard, you can save them for bruschetta. Just put them in a container with a lid or in a paper bag, they'll keep. And you could use that for bruschetta. But what I like to do with these is let them get hard. After a few days, they get hard like this. So these ones now are totally hard. Yeah, okay, you could use them for croutons in a salad if you want. You could also just leave them the way they are. Again, keep them in a container with a lid or in a paper bag. When you make soups, you can add them to your soups. But what I really like to do with these folks is make my own breadcrumbs. So easy to do. I just take these nice hard pieces, and this is beautiful, beautiful bread that I've made with sourdough, all natural ingredients. So what are you getting here when you make your breadcrumb? You're getting a fantastic, natural, homemade breadcrumb that is going to be full of flavor for sure. Okay, so, oh, missed a couple. In they go. All right, time to make some noise. I'm gonna plug my ears. Okay, and there we go. So out of the blender they come. Now, these ones I didn't let stay very long. So you can see they're a little bit of a thicker breadcrumb. Okay, so what I wanted to show you here is the longer you let it stay in your blender, the finer they come. So this one hasn't been in that long, and some are fine, but I have a lot of coarser ones. So I'm actually going to put this back in because I like mine to be a little bit finer. In fact, I'll show you, this is how I keep my breadcrumbs right here. BC stands for breadcrumbs. Okay, so I just keep them in this container, and this is breadcrumbs that I have made, and you can see how fine these ones are. Okay, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful breadcrumb right there, folks. Homemade breadcrumbs right there. Okay, and that's how I store them. So that's how I like to handle my bread, store my bread, and that's what I like to do with my aged bread. So none of the bread goes to waste. And with the breadcrumb, folks, I got to tell you, I've got a number of recipes on my channel where I use breadcrumb, but I'm going to share with you probably 3 of the most popular and most favorite recipes. And what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description below for you. These are 3 great recipes where I use breadcrumbs. So the first one has to be my eggplant parm. This eggplant parm, folks, is absolutely superb, delicious, seriously. I will put the link in the description for you. Eggplant parm using my homemade breadcrumbs. The second recipe I'd like to share with you is my breaded chicken, lemon chicken. The breaded lemon chicken, folks, is so easy to make, so flavorful, and yet absolutely delicious. It's going to become one of your favorites for sure. And then the third one, I guess if I have to pick, it'll have to be my homemade meatballs. Homemade meatballs using homemade breadcrumbs. Why not? Can't go wrong with spaghetti and meatballs, but you need a good meatball. So that recipe will be in the description for you as well. Other than that, folks, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. We didn't do any cooking today. We did more talking and prepping, but I thought it would be a good idea to share some of this with you, so I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, folks, I want to thank you for spending time with me, and until next time, buon appetito.